Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. If you watch the channel regularly, you'll notice I'm not in our normal filming location, and I don't have Greg with me. And that's because I'm on a cruise right now. So I'm going to do some cruise booze reviews, and what I'm going to do here is I actually have the all-inclusive drink package. And so I thought that would be kind of fun. It kind of affords me the opportunity to try some stuff I maybe wouldn't go out and buy a bottle of. But just, gives me a chance to explore some different styles of whiskey that I just don't have on my shelf. So today I have Redbreast 12 on my right, and I have Redbreast 15 on my left. I've never had either one of these before. So they're both Irish whiskeys, obviously both of them, they're both Redbreast. Irish whiskeys, I don't know a ton about them. I know the Redbreast 12 runs around that $50 to $60 range, and I think this one runs closer to like $130, the 15 year. So I'm going to get into these, and again, the reason I'm doing this is just because I'm, of course, interested in trying pretty much any kind of whiskey out there, but the expense of actually going out and buying a bottle of something that you really don't know much about can be kind of daunting sometimes. So this is a good opportunity to explore, kind of do a try before you buy thing. So let's start with the Redbreast 12. These are both 80 proof and just different age statements, 12 year and 15 year. The Redbreast 12, from everything that I've heard, is kind of the standard Irish whiskey that I always hear recommended, that kind of anybody can enjoy. I think people that are into Irish whiskey like this one. I think, from what I understand, it's good for beginners. People just tend to really, really like this whiskey. And if I'm wrong about that, maybe Stacy from Four Leaf Whiskey, if you're watching this review, or Sugar Kitty could maybe throw some information my way. But from what I understand, this is a pretty standard kind of go-to, well-liked Irish whiskey. Very interesting on the nose. Buttery, maybe a little toffee. I don't explore Irish whiskey very often. I mean, obviously a lot of bourbon and rye, the occasional scotch, but I have never really gotten into like some really good Irish whiskeys. Yeah, just kind of buttery and toffee-like, maybe a little caramel. Some light cereal grain, almost like a Honey Nut Cheerio grain or something like that. Before I taste this, I'm going to sort of nose these against each other. A little darker on the 15. Again, no higher proof, just higher age. But very much in the same ballpark. I would say based on the nose, I'm more interested in the 15, but let's get into the 12 here. Cheers. It's really nice, actually. I don't know the mash bill on these. I know you can get some single malt pot still Irish whiskeys. I don't know what this is, and I kind of wanted to go into this without that information just because I wanted to have kind of more of a blind approach to the flavor profile. But I'm not getting the same like malted barley notes that I would get off of like a single malt scotch. And I have had some Irish whiskeys that kind of lean towards that. A little bit of that light apple that I get from scotch, but not a ton. Let's go in for another sip. That's really nice. I think it's a little more well-rounded. And again, I'm comparing this to scotch just because I know that some Irish whiskey does do the malted barley grain. I think there's like some different grain profiles they use, but yeah, that's really good. It's nice and rounded out. I can see why this is recommended so much as kind of either a beginner's Irish whiskey or someone who's very into whiskey like me still enjoy it. It's very approachable, still flavorful, but it's not overwhelming. I don't think I get sick of this very quickly, so that's good. Now I'm going to get into the 15. I might have to do this kind of quick because I think there's a dance party starting out in the main area here. I'm sitting in a restaurant on the cruise ship right now that's not open, and they let me come sit in this booth to do these reviews. So let's get into the 15. I'm not doing water in between them just because they are the same whiskey, essentially, just a different age statement. So I just want to see, going directly from this one to this one, how noticeable the difference is. Cheers. There is a difference. This one you do get a bit of the oak spice on that I'm not getting off of the 12-year. I'm assuming that these are aged in used casks. I guess I don't know enough about all the legal processes and the legal kind of parameters for Irish whiskey, but I'm going to assume that these are used casks because I don't think a 12 and a 15-year, they're pretty light. I don't think they're going to be that light if they're in, you know, a new charred oak cask like bourbon, and I just don't think that's traditionally a thing that they do really outside of bourbon and rye. But this is really nice. You definitely get some more oak on this one. Yeah, these are they're both very smooth, and I don't mean that in the negative way that typically that can come off. They are both 80 proof, so they're a little bit low proof for my taste, but they're not as low in flavor as some of the 80 proof bourbons that I've had. You probably chalk that up to the age statement on these 12 and 15 year. The 15 year definitely has a little bit more going on. Does it have an extra $80 to $90 more going on? I don't think so. I think that the Redbreast 12 at the $50 to $60 range, which I believe it is, I think is great. And this is absolutely approachable for anybody getting into Irish whiskey. This is a fantastic place to start. The 15 is really, really good. If it wasn't for the, you know, such a jump in price, I would highly recommend this one, maybe a little bit over this one. But these are both really good. I'm very impressed with this. This makes me want to explore some more Irish whiskeys, which I will probably do while I'm on the ship. But as the dance party is starting out here, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I'm going to close this video off, but if you watch this channel with any regularity, you know what's going to happen next. We got to do the blend. And if we go by Greg's math, this is now a 27-year, 160 proof. So let's get into that. Again, just really, I can't say enough about it. It's like buttery and like toffee. It's interesting because I get that note on bourbon sometimes, but it's very prominent on this. And especially on the blend. Cheers. The blend is good. Now, if you have the 12 at home, I wouldn't suggest you race out to buy the 15 just to blend them. So anyway, well, I would say the 12 is a total recommend. Again, especially if you're just trying to get into some Irish whiskey. That's a good quality whiskey, and I think I will definitely enjoy the rest of this pour, this blend. The 15, I think that one, you just got to chalk that up to what price point you're comfortable paying to explore something that's a little bit different than the 12. But honestly, for the extra 3 years, especially in a used cask, I just don't think you're getting enough extra flavor out of there to warrant that big of a price jump. So anyway, that's my opinion on the Redbreast 12 and the Redbreast 15. Thank you very, very much for watching, and we will see you on the next Cruise Booze reviews. Cheers.